Hello everyone, welcome to video lectures of SSMRV College and ISR Initiative. SSMRV College, one of the premier institutes run by the prestigious RV group of institutions, has come up with a unique initiative to engage students at the time of this unforeseen medical emergency caused by corona outbreak. As a socially responsible institution, we would like to connect academically with students to make good the losses caused. In this connection, I, Pavana R. Kulkarni of Department of Business Administration, has posted a video on the subject Corporate Accounting and Reporting and the topic Common Size Balance Sheet. Please watch the video till the end and like, share with your peer group and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. Hello everyone. Today I'll discuss about common size balance sheet. So first let us understand the meaning of common size balance sheet. Common size balance sheet what? It is a statement in which every item of asset is expressed as the ratio of total assets and every liability is expressed as ratio of total liability. After recording and converting them into percentage, we will analyze the balance sheet. Such statement is called as common size balance sheet. The format of common size balance sheet is very much similar to comparative statement. Only this part is similar to the comparative statement, comparative balance sheet. Remaining this part will vary. Here in common size balance sheet, you will be given two companies amount. First, one company amount will be recorded in the first column and second company amount will be recorded under the third column here. This amount should be converted into percentage. This company amount should be converted into percentage and it should be mentioned next to the amount column of that particular company. Here this amount should be converted into percentage and same should be counted next to the amount column of this company in the form of percentage. Here while recording the items, the same thing in which you were recording in comparative balance sheet, in that particular order only you have to record. So it is having on the liability side 3 segments, on the asset side 2 segments. Totals will be done at every segment. Only this part will vary, that is percentage part. This I'll explain you with the help of one problem. We'll take up one problem. So this is the problem. The balance sheet of P Limited and Q Limited as on 31st March 2019 are given below. Particulars: P Limited, Q Limited. Under equity and liability, there is equity share capital 1 lakh and 1,50,000. Equity share capital will come under shareholders fund. Reserves, it will also come under shareholders fund. Long-term loans will come under non-current liability. Outstanding expenses will come under current liabilities. Creditors will come under current liabilities. After recording all the liabilities, we'll next record assets. Land and building will come under non-current assets. Inventory will come under current assets. Debtors will come under current assets. Prepaid expenses will come under current asset. Cash and bank balance will also come under current assets. So after recording the items in the order like how you were recording in comparative statement, in that particular order you will record all the items amount, all the amount of that particular company. Then we will convert it into percentage. They have asked us to compare the financial position of two companies with the help of common size balance sheet. They have asked us to prepare common size balance sheet and comment. So we will start solving it. Mention the heading as common size balance sheet of P Limited and Q Limited as on 31st March 2019. First heading will be equity and liability. Below that shareholders fund. First record the amounts, then you will convert it into percentage. First record equity share capital of P Limited is 1 lakh, Q Limited is 1,50,000. Reserves of P Limited is 15,000 whereas Q Limited is 20,000. No, now we don't have any item to be recorded under shareholders fund, so we will close it up. Total shareholders fund is 1,15,000 and here for Q Limited is 1,70,000. Next heading should be non-current liabilities. Below this you will be recording fixed liabilities like long-term loans and debentures. We have long-term loans that I'll record it here, 1,50,000 for of P Limited, 2 lakh for Q Limited. So we don't have any other non-current liabilities to be recorded under this head. So we will close it up. 1,50,000, 2 lakh is the total. After recording non-current liabilities, next we will move on to the third segment, that is recording current liabilities. We have creditors, outstanding expenses. Both items should be recorded under current liabilities. We have recorded it here. The P Limited items will be recorded under the head P Limited and Q Limited amount will be recorded under the Q Limited head. Now we will total current liabilities. 10 lakh plus 15,000, 25,000, sorry, 10,000 plus 15,000, it is 25,000. 5,000 plus 20,000, it is 25,000. Total equity and liability is nothing but total of these three heads. 1,15,000 plus 1,50,000 plus 25,000, you will get 2,90,000 for P Limited. For Q Limited, 1,70,000 plus 2 lakh plus 25,000, total 3,95,000. After recording the amount till here, then start converting it into percentage. Start from the first. This column was empty, so we have to convert it into percentage and we have to write the same here. Equity share capital of P Limited is 1 lakh. 1 lakh divided by total liability of P Limited, 2,90,000. So 1 lakh divided by 2,90,000 into 100, you will get 34.48. Next, 15,000 divided by 2,90,000 into 100, you will get 5.17. In the same way, 1,15,000 divided by 2,90,000 into 100, you will get 39.65. Like this, you have to convert it into percentage. That is nothing but divide every item amount by total liability amount of that particular company and multiply it by 100, you will get the percentage. In the same way, do it for Q Limited. Q Limited equity share capital is 1,50,000 divided by that particular company's total liability, that is 3,95,000 into 100, you will get 37.8%. 20,000 divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 5.06. 1,70,000 divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 42.86. 2 lakh divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 50.63. 2 lakh divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 50.63. 5,000 divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 12.66. 20,000 divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 5.06. 25,000 divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 6.33. But this total of P Limited should be first only, it should be mentioned as 100 and Q Limited total liability should be mentioned as 100. After recording all the liabilities, next start recording assets. First asset heading is non-current asset. In under this head, you will be recording fixed assets like land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, fixtures, etc. So land and building, it is 2 lakh for P Limited. For Q Limited, it is 3 lakh. We don't have any other fixed assets to be recorded under non-current assets. We will close it up. Total non-current assets is for P Limited 2 lakh and for Q Limited it is 3 lakh. Next, record current assets. Inventory is 20,000, 5,000 for Q Limited. Debtors 30,000 for P, 40,000 for Q Limited. Cash and bank balance 20,000 for P Limited, 30,000 for Q Limited. Prepaid expenses 20,000 for P Limited, 20,000 for Q Limited. Now start converting it into percentage. So 2 lakh divided by total asset of that particular company. 2 lakh divided by 2,90,000 into 100, 69%. 2 lakh divided by 2,90,000 into 100, 69%. 20,000 divided by 2,90,000 into 100, 6.90. 30,000 divided by 2,90,000 into 100, 10.3. Like this you have to do. In the same way for Q Limited also, 3 lakh divided by that particular company assets total. 3 lakh divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 76%. Total also 76%. 5,000 divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 1.3%. 40,000 divided by 3,95,000 into 100, 10.13. Like this you have to do. So the total asset should be kept as 100% for P Limited, and 3,95,000 the total assets of Q Limited should be kept as 100%. They have asked us to comment. So while commenting, 3 comments should be passed. The first comment is about the owner's equity. While passing the first comment, the first 2 parts should be observed. Look at here. Here the shareholders fund of P Limited is 1,15,000, Q Limited is 1,70,000. Non-current liability is 1,50,000, 2 lakh. So which is more here? This is owner's fund. Remaining this all are borrowed fund. So 1,50,000 plus 25, 1,75,000, 2,25,000. So this part is more, this part is less. Owner's fund, only shareholders fund is considered as owner's fund. Remaining all this, that is non-current liabilities and current liabilities, are considered as borrowed fund. Here owner's fund is less than the borrowed fund of both the companies. So in the comment we will say that by analyzing the statement, it shows that the companies are dependent on borrowed fund rather than owner's fund. Both the companies are dependent on borrowed fund rather than owner's fund. The second comment should be based on the working capital. While passing the second comment, you have to observe current liabilities and current assets. Here current assets of both the companies are more than the current liabilities. Current assets of P Limited is 90,000, whereas current liability of P Limited is 25,000, and current asset of Q Limited is 95,000, current liability of Q Limited is 25,000. So both companies' liabilities are less than the current assets. When current assets are more than current liabilities, we have to assume that company has sufficient working capital. That should be mentioned in second comment. Both the companies are enjoying sufficient working capital because their current assets are more than the current liabilities. While passing the third comment, you should observe the percentage part. On the liabilities, which company is having more percentage should have will have less financial their financial strength will be less, and assets percentage, if it is more, their financial health will be better. Here compare, here this is less, so here it is sound because liability percentage compared to here less means more sound, more financially more sound. Here also, here this one is more sound, here financially this is sound. Asset percentage should be more. Here 69%, 76%, it is more. Here also it is more. So while consider only 2 positive here, 3 positive here, so we can say that the overall financial position of Q Limited is better than P Limited because it has 3 positive financial health. It is only 2. So Q Limited is financially sound than P Limited. So be careful, this problem will come for section C. It is a definite question, and watch the video Please follow the format while recording the items. Thank you.